too many NFL games all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? We got the Chargers Bills tonight on Peacock exclusively. Like, we're having a playoff game on Mondays now. Like guys, we don't need, like, people are going to watch your game. You don't need to spread it out all over the place. And the other thing is, the biggest problem is, and this is a problem that the NFL should have to pay attention to, is the product is bad. The Thursday night games are mostly bad. Most of the Monday night games are bad. Like, the international games are usually bad, right? You're not making this conducive to good football. And the NFL has enough problems when we've had 70 different quarterbacks this year. Like, the NFL has so many other problems about the product being bad for things that are kind of out of their control that now you're specifically making the product bad on purpose. A Thursday night game every week is absolute bullshit. There's no reason for it. There's no excuse for it. Like, when they used to do it, like, at the end, the second half of the season, I thought, okay, that's one thing. But, you know, this is ridiculous. It's like backs-to-backs in basketball. Like, you're literally just saying, all right, well, the play is not going to be as good tonight. You know, could you imagine if you went to go see the Phantom of the Opera or whatever your favorite play is on Broadway, right? Like, yeah, we're going to put in the backup cast tonight, so it's not going to be as good. I mean, you'd be like, what the hell? So, yeah, I totally agree with you. The NFL has gotten way too big for itself, and the problem is, and the scary part is, Clark, we've talked about this before, it's not going to change. Like, they're going to continue to do this because the NFL is just way too powerful.
Yeah, this is something that, I mean, I wrote this down too. That was one of my grievances. There's just too many games on. It's like, guys, just, you know, you've got a really good thing here. Don't get too greedy, okay? You're not getting enough money. You're not like the number one sport by a mile. I mean, literally, the NFL could have a bad year in ratings, and they would still be miles away from all the other sports. Like, guys, it's so freaking good. Don't turn into Tony Montana and Scarface, okay? Where the guy at the bank is telling you, look, I can't launder this much money. It's like, you need to slow it down a little bit. It's like, dude, you got tons of money. Just, you know, I mean, the NFL is becoming like, it's like at the end of Scarface. Tony Montana is sitting there at his opulent desk, and he's just got cocaine everywhere. And it's just like, guys, slow down. Things are really good. Don't overdo it.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking about this today, Clark, the best part to me about the NFL is the 1 o'clock window on Sunday. Having a whole bunch of games on at once, and you get this. It's the best like hour and a half, the last, you know, quarter and a half of the 1 o'clock games. That's the best thing. One of the best things about watching sports, and that's the best thing the NFL has going for it. And now you're diluting it by taking games out and sticking them all over the place. And the thing is, like, when you put a bad game with 8 other games, it raises the level of it. It's instantly not as bad because you don't have to watch that much of it. You know, when you put the bad games all over the place, well, then it's like, all right, well, you're basically showcasing. Oh, here you go. Here, well, let's put a bad game on to show off our product on Thursday night or Monday night when everyone's watching, because there's only one game on. Let's do that. You know, and I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, well, I can only watch one game. I have to have multiple games. No, I get it. Like, the good games, I'm totally fine with watching them by themselves. But yeah, the NFL is ruining the best thing that they have going for them, in my opinion.
Well, it's kind of like with when we had the advent of binge watching. Once we got streaming, you could just binge watch a show, right? And when you're able to do that, there can be bad episodes, but you're not going to notice because you just keep watching them, right? So you watch one and it's like, that episode was okay, but it probably set up this next one. And then you just watch the next one. It's like, oh, that's awesome. So you're enjoying the whole thing. It doesn't matter that, you know, there's different episodes, as opposed to if you were watching it just 1 week at a time, one episode each week, then it's like you watch one and you're like, oh man, I got to wait till the next one. So if it's a slower episode, it sucks more because you can't just move on to the next episode, you know? So yeah, that's probably something that I would compare it to. And yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, the 1 o'clock window, like, it's just, it can make, like, and there's been some bad play this year. it can make bad games okay. You know, if it's just kind of close at the end and you can switch back and forth between different games, that's great. But if you get a standalone game and it sucks, well, I mean, you know, you've lost people right there. Well, I shouldn't say you've totally lost people, but I'm just saying it's an opportunity that you're kind of screwing up because people are going to watch the NFL almost no matter what. But at a certain point, you're probably going to screw things up. And that's probably what's going to happen with the NFL. They're probably just going to get so full of themselves that they can just do whatever the hell they want and people will keep watching. And eventually, maybe they'll hit kind of a wall where people will kind of that advantage that the NFL has, maybe that'll kind of dissipate a little bit.